office of the prophet of God, I execute judgment on you, COVID-19. I execute judgment on you, Satan, you destroyer, you killer. You get out. We break your power. You get off this nation. I demand judgment on you. I demand a vaccination to come immediately.
Yes.
I call you done. I call you gone. You come down from your place of authority, destroyer. You come down and you crawl on your belly like God commanded you when he put his foot on your head in the Garden of Eden. You will destroy through COVID-19. No more.
No more. No more. No more.
Is finished. It is over. And the United States of America is healed and well again.
The spirit life of COVID-19 has dried up.
It's dead.
It's dead. It's
dead.
Done. It has ceased.
Yes.
It has ceased to exist.
Yes.
It's beginning to shrivel.
Yes.
It's beginning to draw up and shrivel and disintegrate.
Yes. At exactly 12 noon on the 29th day of March.
Not enough nonsense in your life? Need a little more? Well, get ready, because these two have it in spades. Loose talk.
What are you talking about? Nonsense.
Even looser opinions.
Please explain.
And you're along for the ride.
Everybody strap in.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Thank you. That's the way we start.
That's how we start this.
That's how we're starting, is it?
Yep.
Hello, welcome to The Burble. My name is Benny.
My name is Az.
And listen, look, we had a long kind of production sort of meeting about what we're going to do this week, episode-wise, on The Burble. And look, it was a simultaneous throw the hands in the air kind of deal, because there's not a lot of nonsense that's going on in the world.
No.
More along the lines as of basically factoid.
Fact and...
Everything's
the
fact.
human condition right now, really, isn't
Pretty
it?
much.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of fact when you kind of feel about it. Like fact this and fact that and fact you and all that kind
Here
of thing.
a fact, there a fact.
Everywhere a fact. Australia at the moment, and we're going to be focusing. I know if you're an international listener, I'm going to open my beer here. Oh, that was crisp.
Just go easy on them. You only get one case a day.
One per transaction. Is that I think things from last week's episode have calmed down. I know that I and you got a little
we
rancid on the rant.
It was the human condition again. We're watching society crumble.
We are kind of watching society change. I don't know about
change. Yeah, that's
crumble.
probably a better word for it.
I don't know about crumble. I'm not really sure about the word crumble, but it's changing everywhere. Now, listen, by the time, and we have to put this out straight away, that by the time that this podcast hits your device, it's going to be a week later from news, which it's fine for us when we're normally talking about nonsense and bullshit and all that.
Because it's timeless.
It is
Dumbassery is timeless.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
However, everything's very timely right now.
At the moment, it is right now. So currently, as we are recording this podcast, it is a week after news has dropped on this, on that, and all that kind of thing. So we're only talking about what we know now, right now.
Right now.
COVID-19 is the big thing. It's the fact that as you're working from home at the moment,
yes,
it's still not working in your paid job, is it?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it's just not scaled up enough, and I think that's the theme of the facts at the moment.
What do you mean it's not scaled up enough?
Well, there's too many people using our network, and it's just not coping with the demand.
Right, okay.
And that's the theme of everything at the moment, isn't it?
Where do we point the blame at that?
Well, there is no blame. I mean, it was slapped together with baling twine and gaffer tape and hope for the best, and it fell over.
Do we travel back 11 years ago and blame the Rudd government for the NBN?
No, hey, hang on. The Rudd government wanted to put in a proper NBN. The Liberal government and Rupert Murdoch scuttled that.
Right.
So we'll blame them.
So it's not Kevin 07's fault?
No, he wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And then he got ousted out of government, and then a new government came in, and they went, why would we need high-speed, scalable internet? We're never going to have a crisis where everyone needs to be connected at home to do their daily job.
Who was the Prime Minister? Was that Abbott? It was Abbott. It was Abbott.
Yep.
And now. Who's got you can only buy one carton per transaction egg on their face?
Tony.
I can't really go too hard on Tony due to the fact that
he's a fiery. He did good things over Christmas. I mean,
and didn't bring his attaché with him or anything like that. Being an ex-prime minister or anything like that, just went. You know what? I need to help out my brethren. And with the RFS, and then he went and did it.
I think he's got good intentions at heart, but he just got overwhelmed by politics, and there was too much other shit going on, in the case of the NBN anyway. But look, that's pretty dark. I mean, what was I going to say? We had the fires at the beginning of the year, and then that calmed down, and we thought...
the end of last year into
this year. And then we went, sweet, we might have a good year now, and it turns out that this year is written by Stephen King and directed by Quentin Tarantino. So,
you mean Tenton Quarantino? You mean that?
Yeah, Lido.
Coronavirus, the correct term being...
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
It's actually a variant of SARS.
It is it?
Yeah.
Now, do you think that...
SARS was a COVID.
Yeah, it was. Now, when you say COVID, it almost sounds like... covert sort of operation. Do you think that now this is a manufactured disease?
That's what they say. It's a mutation.
But is it true though? Like I'm asking.
I don't know. It could be.
Yeah.
Like if this isn't really a conspiracy theory podcast, I mean, we can go down that road if you want, but let's not. I don't have a tinfoil hat.
I don't have the X-Files
queued
queued up or anything like that. Although, can I tell you from last episode though, I did try it with a willing workmate who was in the next stall with me in the toilets.
What the
I just said, look, go with me on this. Just look me in the eye. And I did the Prince thing and he was horrified.
I'm sure they
was horrified and said, why that song? Why? And I went, well, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Because it's Prince.
Because it's Prince and he is funky.
What would Prince say to all of this?
Prince would be he would have Paisley Park locked the down.
Yeah, he would. It'd be like the Batmobile in the Tim Burton movies where it goes with all the armor plate
across the house.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Actually, if you've never seen it before, and if you're a fan of Kevin Smith, who wrote Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jane Silent Bob, Jersey Girl, which wasn't really that great. He's now got his new movie out, which is now out in Australia, and apparently he's supposed to be coming here soon. That's been cancelled.
That's
which is called Jane Silent Bob Reboot, and it's a very touching story. It's actually very, very nice.
Very touching.
Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
You got to watch it, bro. I got you to organise through the power of the IPs, the internet, NordVPN, and we're not getting money off them, but anyway, I've seen the film. Didn't get a theatrical release in Australia. Although it's very touching. It is very, very touching at the end, and actually he cries. Kevin Smith, as Silent Bob, cries in the end for what Jay is saying to a relative of Jay's.
Right,
no spoilers. No spoilers. And it's very, very nice. But anyway, he does... In an interview that he did, it was called An Evening with Kevin Smith. It came out on DVD donkeys ago.
Wasn't that the one he did down at the Enmore Theatre?
He's done one at the Enmore Theatre, but this is like one way back in the 2000s or something like that. So that's the reason why it came out on DVD. Anyway, he did this in an American college. Anyway, he says, I got to tell you about this story about Prince. So Prince asked him to come and direct some type of documentary at Prince's place, but he didn't know exactly what the hell they were doing. Didn't know.
Is this going to turn into the Eddie Murphy, Steve Murphy story here? Where he dunks on him and then makes.
You mean
him
Charlie
waffles?
Murphy?
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
No. The thing is that Kevin Smith arrives at Paisley Park and realizes that there is constant recording, audio recording in every single room at Paisley Park. This is how Prince set up Paisley Park, because he could be sitting in the den, on the bowl.
Making an omelette.
He could be in the kitchen making an omelette, and then all of a sudden a song will pop into his head.
So off he goes with the song, goes back, gets the recording.
Yep.
Another number one.
Correct. So he could just be like, oh, hang on a minute, and then just start working on it and then get the recording of that room and bang. Anyway, Kevin Smith's there for about 3-4 days. Doesn't see Prince. Prince is in the panic room.
Watching.
You know that bit in Pulp Fiction where Vincent comes to take Mia Wallace out on a date?
Yeah.
And she's watching him on the security cameras and she's on the intercom and all that kind of thing. Apparently Prince was in there watching Kevin Smith and his crew.
What were they doing for 4 days without him, though?
Setting up, waiting for him.
Wow.
Maybe he couldn't pick the correct tighty-whities that he needed to come down.
They'd be lilac if it was Prince.
Yeah, well, lilac, I've never seen purple underwear before, Calvin. Well, Calvin, why do you keep calling me Calvin? Back to the Future.
I know.
Here it is.
Where are my pants?
Over there, on my hope chest. I've never seen purple underwear before, Calvin.
Calvin, why do you keep calling me Calvin?
Well, that is your name, isn't it? Calvin Klein? It's written all over your underwear. Oh, I guess they call you Cal.
And we're probably going to get killed for copyright.
Copyright.
There's bigger things to worry about at the moment, Hollywood, so calm your farm.
Speaking of Hollywood, we'll get back to that.
So anyway, Prince came down and only spoke to Kevin Smith once. That's it.
Wasn't it a doco about him, though?
Apparently it was supposed to be some documentary and then nothing happened. It was just like, whatever. Like, whatever. I don't know if Prince flatulated, but everyone flatulated. It's like that's, the myth that girls don't fart. They do. They just do it more ninja than we do.
Sometimes.
So who in your presence has been a female and just said sorry and then just rip it? And this is the one thing I need to now actually point out. During this whole social distancing thing that we have, I'm sorry, I've been holding it in for years. But if you're closer than 1.5 meters away from me, I'm dropping my guts.
It's your own biological, smoke screen.
It is sort of. It's sort of like, and you know what? Though I've actually just thinking, because I'm a reverend and all that kind of thing. I'm actually thinking of buying the frame of a hoop skirt.
Yeah, so you can get your social distance.
Yeah, I want my social distance.
A dude do it on the internets with just some
I've
cardboard.
seen plenty of dudes do it on the internet. What website are you talking about?
Well, speaking of that website, it's renamed itself to Stay at Home Hub now. And it's given everyone 30 days of premium for free.
Only 30 days. So
they're for now.
But they're predicting that it's only going to be 30 days.
Well, no one wants to say, here's 128 days, because...
Is there the option to download and save from Stay at Home?
I don't know.
Hub?
I don't know. I have to research that later. But the only question they ask you when you click on sign up is, are you going to stay at home, wash your hands and social distance? You put a tick in the box and then you get your free account.
God.
And God bless the porn industry.
And that whilst we're having a joke about that is the actual norm that is at the moment. So it's like, have you come into contact with anyone with COVID-19? Have you been overseas? Are you exhibiting any flu-like behaviour, all the symptoms, all that kind of thing? And everyone's asking that question. But with Pornhub or Stay at Home, is it Staying Home?
Stay Home Hub, I think it's called.
Stay Home Hub. We were having this discussion, and it wasn't on a podcast, but we were just, having a couple of beers and just, having...
Stay Home Hub.
Stay Home Hub. It's called Stay Home Hub. But there was also... What's that?
Sorry.
I just saw a female compromised with...
She was not social distance.
Japanese alien tentacles. Anyway, that's not the point. We were having a discussion off... it wasn't even on the podcast. It was just the usual shit that we just flip on about. That COVID-19 themed porn is huge.
It's skyrocketed.
It is skyrocketing. I just realised that we haven't set this podcast up properly. We didn't say what we're going to talk about because we didn't really know.
No, we didn't. We said there wasn't a lot of dumbassery or humour in the world this year.
No.
This year. Well, this year, yes,
okay.
but this week.
Yeah. I paid a lot of money for Darcy to make bumpers.
Yep.
So we need to go to one.